Today, let's talk about a mental habit that honestly gets in the way of pretty much everything. Learning, growing, you name it. It's something we all do, and it's called the reflex rejection. Oh man, you know the feeling, right? Someone's explaining a new concept, a different way of looking at things, and before they can even finish, your brain just slams the door shut. Nope, that's a dumb idea. It's this powerful, automatic, almost physical reaction. Well, it turns out that instant, that's dumb feeling actually has a name. And just knowing what it is, well, that's the first real step to getting a handle on it. Let's really dig into what's going on under the hood here. So here it is, our main concept, reflex rejection. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a reflex, right? It's that automatic shutdown, that snap judgment on an idea before you've even given it a moment of your time to really sink in. Now, what's so important to get is that this has nothing to do with how smart you are. Seriously, it's not about wisdom or intelligence. It's just your brain taking a shortcut. You know, our brains are wired to save energy, and wrestling with a big, new, complicated idea, well, that takes a lot of energy. It's just easier to stick with what you already know. So, why that shortcut? Why does our brain default to this? That brings us right here. Because at its core, this whole reflex is really just about, well, your brain being kind of lazy. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. That immediate urge to say that's dumb isn't a sign that you're smarter than the idea. Nope. It's actually a symptom of mental laziness. It's just so much easier to dismiss something than to actually engage with it. So let's break that down a bit more. It happens for a few big reasons. First, mental laziness. But it's also powered by just plain bad listening habits. You know, where you hear the words but don't actually process the meaning. This gets even worse if you have weak comprehension skills, because then you just tune out anything that sounds even a little bit complex. But really, it all boils down to one thing: choosing the easy path. And that choice, that tendency to take the easy path, brings us to this really crucial fork in the road. It really comes down to a choice between two totally different mindsets, two different paths for how we handle new information. This lays it all out so clearly. On one side, you've got that closed mindset. This is when you basically assume you've got it all figured out. So something new comes along, you just tune it out. You take that easy path and dismiss it right away. But on the other side, you have the open or smart mindset. This is where you're open to learning from literally anyone. You actually get curious about new and tough ideas. And this is huge, you listen to understand, not just to wait for your turn to talk. I mean, this is the goal, right? This is the path we all want to be on. To have a mind that's so curious and so open that every single person you meet is a potential teacher. It's all about choosing humility over arrogance. So, what's the big deal? What happens if we keep choosing that other path, the path of reflex rejection? Well, as you can probably guess, it's not great. There is a real cost to all that dismissal. See, while waving an idea away feels so easy in the moment, that feeling of ease comes with a hidden price tag. And trust me, it is a very, very high long-term cost. And here's what that price tag looks like. Every single time you give in to that reflex, you're basically smothering your own curiosity. You're slamming the door on who knows how many learning opportunities. And over time, that really limits your own personal growth and just trains your brain to be more and more closed off from the world. Which really just leaves us with one last big question to think about. I mean, really think about it. What amazing ideas, what chances to grow, what incredible new ways of seeing the world might you have just reflexively dismissed, all because it was the easier thing to do in that moment?